Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks with IS3 Gamer. We're back looking at tanks again today, and today we are looking at the Russian Tier 8, well, one of the two Russian Tier 8 heavy tanks, the IS3, the faster of the two Tier 8s, the other being the KB4 or the KB Fortress. So, what can I quickly say about this before we try and jump into gameplay so I can show you how it plays? Well, it's quite small. If I look sideways on, compared to the KV4, it is very small. It is relatively fast, with a top speed of 38, and has a pretty decent traverse speed of 31 degrees a second. Its frontal armour is insane. Officially on paper it has 110mm of frontal armour, but because of this pike nose here, head on, it has closer to 240mm of frontal armour. Even that lower plate there is so well angled, unless somebody is firing up into it, it is still incredibly difficult to penetrate. And the front of the turret, 249mm, very well sloped on sides, very easy to bounce. The only real weak spot from the front is this plate up here, this little hatch viewing port here, and if you're firing up to it, the lower plate here. Sides and rear, garbage. Never give your sides and rear of one of these to an enemy unless you're reverse side scraping. But we're not going to go into that in this video. Firepower wise, this thing, once fully upgraded, has the massive BL9 gun, which if you look at it there, is a very impressive gun. 4.5 rounds a minute, 225mm of penetration, and just under 400 average damage. Although in reality you'll be getting sort of 320s to 350s a lot of the time. With my equipment setup, you can actually get that rate of fire up to over 5 rounds a minute. So a reload time of 11.5 seconds. Equipment fit for this, I've got only 2 slots used. I've got large caliber gun rammer and vertical stabilizer, because this thing, well, you never really should be using it to fire on the move, but occasionally you do have to, and having a little bit of an advantage to fire on the move is always useful. Other things you could fit: improved ventilation, but at the moment I can't afford it, just get that to reload down even further. Wet ammo rack maybe, because you do find your ammo rack gets hit quite a bit. Maybe toolbox. Other than that, probably enhanced gun laying drive, just to bring your aiming time down, because the aiming time, 3.3 seconds, isn't bad but isn't great. But yeah, so that's it. This thing dominates tier 8 matches, can hold its own in tier 9 matches, and if you're careful can do alright in tier 10 matches. Okay, so here we are on El Haluf in a standard battle, top tier, which is always a very nice place for an IS3 to be. Hopefully I'll be able to show you a little bit about the strengths of this tank in this match. Only a couple of artillery on the enemy team, which is always nice. No Burt, which is always good. And the other tier 8s, well, the T-34 is nasty, has a very nasty gun, so does the CDC, but the CDC doesn't have any armour, so it's quite easy to take out. Shame I'm not packing any high explosive ammo. So it's El Haluf. I've got heavy tanks, so I'm going to head over to the B and C1 area, along with probably most of the rest of the team, because that's what happens on this match. A few people try and do a run across the middle, maybe a little bit of an engagement in the southeast, but most of the fighting goes on up here in the northwest. Standard battle, so there's no trying to get down into the base down there to be shot at from every which way. See if I can get a shot into him. No, unfortunately not. It was a bit of a long shot with how fast those things move. And someone's taking pot shots at me. There goes artillery. But didn't do a huge amount of damage, and now I'm safe. With the help of the Hellcat, that's their little scout taken care of. As you can see, first shot, don't know what it was, but it did bounce off quite nicely. So I'm going to try and get up here and get stuck in before my team takes them all out. Well, there goes the E25, always a good start. Shots, get in here and miss apparently. Other than that, minor detail. Someone is actually on our base, so that's always an interesting one. You can see this thing does like to eat shots from front, even from guns like that. And then when you do get to pull the trigger, you do get a very satisfying amount of damage. I'm just trying to keep moving here so that I don't take too much artillery fire. Unless the first shot has actually gone through my armour directly. Oh, but surprisingly my shot really didn't connect in return. But he's now being harassed from multiple sides. His shot, that'll be why it did go through my lower plate. So he looks behind him as he does have a tank behind him. No, he's decided to resort to APC. Fair enough. Well, now he's gone. Always good to know when a premium tank can't actually kill you without resorting to the gold ammunition. This is going to be a long shot. Yeah, that was never going to go where I wanted it to. Just, you really do have to let this gun aim all the way if you're going to try any kind of sniping shots, but it's not really a tank you can do that with. But now they've just got Hellcat and 2 artillery left, and that's, well, Hellcat 2 artillery in a very, no, we are down to Hellcat 2 artillery, and we've found both of the artillery, so this match is going to be over very, very quickly now. I'm probably not going to get any more damage done, just not fast enough to get where I need to go. And we have just found where the Hellcat is, or was anyway, because he was capturing the base briefly. Let's see if I can get into a position to see him. I know roughly where he was. He was up there. So we're going to see if we can get up here and maybe get the last kill of the match and farm a little bit more damage. Where's he going? No, he's over there now. Trying to play kissy kissy chasey chasey with our birds. And there we go. Long range shot to take him out, 400 meters. So, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of how this thing plays. As you can see, until people really started switching to the APCR, I was bouncing a lot, did get a steel wall, and for some reason I'm unable to show you the actual match results. Really don't know what's going on there. But came out with a bit of profit, even though I took quite a bit of damage, and did manage to block quite a lot of damage in return. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea how to play the IS3 or how to fight the IS3. Only tip I will say for fighting it is if you do have to hit it from the side, this section here tends to eat a lot of shots on both sides. Your best bet is to shoot just here underneath it or get around the back and shoot there. The sides of the turret are quite well sloped, but are a little bit of weak spot, especially if you hit this area or this area where it's a little bit flatter. Anyway, hope this video was useful for you guys. If you enjoyed it, please consider maybe giving it a like or subscribing if you haven't already. And feel free to have a look at the different tanks that I haven't already done reviews of. And if you would like any specific tank to be sort of do a quick review like this in, just pop it in the comments and I'll get on it as soon as I can do. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and I will catch you next time.